Yeah, okay, mate. So you're looking at matic. You're looking for a 4 to 6% trade short term. Let's have a look at it here. Yeah, the previous support. Well, so far this does look decent, right? This does look decent so far. There is the red 200 moving average holding price. That will be important to hold. The other thing is that where you've identified here, I think that's where you've identified 90. I think that's this. So you pivot there. Yeah, we came below it. Yeah. So yeah, basically I didn't draw mine correctly. I'm a little bit too high on it, but yeah. So this is an interesting area for a bounce, as you can see here, and then pivot here. You can see that you did get a reaction off it, and even here, see the way well, it pierced below the level, and then it got back up inside and actually moved. So there is a possibility it can do the same thing here. You have the red 200 moving average support. This is now a bullish 3-day stop hunt. Now, what I will say though is that this is still a red week. It might struggle to bounce, to get a real bounce off it, because quite often you will need a green weekly candle to get that reaction and that bounce. So there may be a small bounce this week, and if it's not getting too much strength, you know, you just need to understand that it probably needs a new week, which is a green candle. You know, I always say that it's easier buying into green candles. The fact that this is red here is unlikely to flip green this week, and there's only 3 days left, you know. But can there be a small bounce? There can be. You know, it needs to bounce about 10% to flip green again. It's unlikely to bounce that. So if you're looking for the 6% bounce, even a 6% bounce might be pushing it this week. You know, it's not. It's that means that there would be almost all of this candle would nearly be a wick. That's a little bit more unlikely in these market conditions. But you know, maybe a 3 to 5% bounce or something like that. You know, to be honest, I prefer trading the new weekly candle. The way I would trade a new weekly candle would be to look for a buy in this wick here, right? If it's going to be bullish, I would like to see a dip down on a new week into the wick here, and then pop up and flip green, and then you can buy that and put your stop below the weekly lows. That's the way I would prefer to trade it. But you know, there can be a small bounce now. But here, look at this one. This is a perfect example, and you can see it pops down into the wick, fills this wick, and then pops up and runs. That's that would be my preference on trading this. You know, sometimes it just requires that patience to wait, and then you obviously have to hope that it comes down and fills this wick and gives you the right opportunity. But anyway, mate, yeah, in the meantime, it does look okay for a bounce. But I will say I get a little bit weary because this candle is so big. There's a lot of sellers in here. And then, so what I'm saying is, it is at a risk of price coming back down here tomorrow or the next day and filling this wick here, coming down, dipping into here somewhere before making the real move. Because there's a lot of sellers in here. So these sellers in here make me a little bit edgy on it. For example, here's one here. You can see that there was a lot of sellers. Price did bounce up there into this red wick, but it flushed them again. It flushed, and then you got the reversal. And that's the worry here when you do get you know, a potential buy opportunity after a large flush like this. It doesn't always work out. So if taking the trade, I'm just saying, you just be careful.